press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, today we are going to continue with the chapter Indian Soils, and we can continue and wind up the lesson for today. So in the previous class we had discussed what is the meaning of soil, why soil is important to us, and the 6 different kinds of soils, and in that we discussed alluvial, black and red soil. So today we are going to discuss laterite, desert and mountain soil along with soil erosion. So let's get into laterite soils and understand what are the features of laterite soil. So this is the 4th one, laterite soil, alright. Now these laterite soils are formed in tropical areas. Tropical areas where there is high temperature as well as high rainfall, alright. Laterite soil is formed where there is in the tropical areas where there is high temperature as well as rainfall. High temperature along with rainfall. Then the area covered by laterite soil is 2.48 square kilometers. Alright, they cover 2.48 square kilometers. Now they are found in the Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, the Chot Nagpur Plateau, Meghalaya Plateau, the Rajmal Hills, Vindhya and the Satpuras. So these are the areas where laterite soil is found. Okay, Satpuras, that is in the tropical areas. So these are the tropical areas where there is high temperature as well as rainfall, that abundant rainfall that they receive. So Eastern and the Western Ghats, the Chot Nagpur Plateau, the Meghalaya Plateau, the Rajmal Hills and the Vindhyas and the Satpuras. Now this soil is not fertile, alright, it's not fertile. And you can't use much of this soil for agriculture, okay. So there is a limited use for agriculture. Lot of this soil cannot be put into the production of any of the crops. So limited use for agriculture. Now what kind of crops can be grown here are cashew, rubber, tea, coffee and paddy. If you retain a little of moisture in the soil, these crops can be grown. That's cashew, rubber, tea, coffee and paddy. Now tea and coffee we have in Karnataka, also in the Malnad region. So this is how the tropical area is, and this is what focuses on the laterite soil. Moving further, let's understand the desert soil that is there. Now this is found in the desert areas and semi-desert area conditions, that is where there is a lot of heat and where you can't find life that much, okay. These are found under desert and semi-desert areas. Found under desert and semi-desert conditions. Alright. Now they are found in the northwestern part of India. Northwestern part of India. Now the northwestern parts of India, that's Rajasthan, okay, south of Haryana, southern Haryana, Punjab, and north of Gujarat. Okay, so where is it found? In the northern part, that is Rajasthan, southern Haryana, Punjab, and north of Gujarat. Now there is a word in your text, okay, fairly friable. Now understand this word properly, that is you can crumple it, you can crush it easily. So this kind of soil that is there, desert soil, it's fairly friable, that is not very loose, but on a moderate rate. You can have you anywhere crumpled a paper, isn't it? You crush it. So you can crush this soil that is there. So, and when it is fairly friable, it has high content of soluble salt. Okay, there is salt content in this area. So the soil pattern of the soil is sandy, and they have less moisture in it, low of moisture, okay, and humus. Now humus is organic material that has been formed when the animals and the plants have been dead for a long time and the process of decomposing has happened. Okay, when they decay, this humus is formed. When the living organisms die there, and when it is decayed, the humus is formed. So there is less of moisture, it is sandy, and less of humus in this area. So this area is not suitable for any cultivation of crops. Not suitable for the cultivation of crops. After which, now though it is not suitable for the cultivation of crops, it can be grown. Okay, there is a possibility where you can grow where you have irrigation facilities. So if you have irrigation facilities, good irrigation facilities, then there is a possibility that you can grow your crops. But this soil on the whole is not suitable for the agricultural produce. So how much of land does it cover? It covers 1.42 lakh square kilometers. Okay. Now in the earlier one, I suppose I didn't write lakh, so add lakh there. Now this desert soil that is there, it covers 1.42 lakh square kilometers. So this is the desert, desert soil. So let's move on and understand the mountain soil that is there. Okay, now this mountain soil is found on the slopes of the mountains. Alright, slopes of the mountains as well as the hills that are covered by forest. So this soil is found on the slopes of the mountain. This is the slope. Okay, slopes of the mountains and hills where there is forest. Now, this is mainly formed by the decomposition of organic matter. Decomposition of organic matter. Okay, over the years it has gone under the soil and it's decaying and decomposing, and that's how this soil has been formed. Okay, it has maybe there have been disasters, or maybe there have been some incident which has made it easy for the formation of this soil by the process of decomposing the things that are there. So moving on, when there is decomposition of the organic matter, it is rich in humus. What was humus? Humus was formed by these organisms, isn't it, the living organisms. So when this decomposition is there, when there is organic matter present, there is a high content of humus. So it's rich in humus and the land is fertile. Land is fertile and rich in humus. Now they are good for plantation crops. That is tea, coffee and fruits. Alright. Now where are they found? They are found in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Manipur and the Western Ghats. So we have this soil in Karnataka also. Alright. Now Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Manipur and the Western Ghats. Now this covers around 2.85 lakh square kilometers. .85 lakh square kilometers is covered by mountain soil. So these are the 6 types of soil, students. Now we shall see soil erosion. How does soil erosion happen? What is soil erosion and how we can prevent it, how we can stop it, alright? What do you think soil erosion is? You may have studied, it is a regular topic everywhere, but let's study it again. Soil erosion. Now in basic understanding is the top layer of the soil is getting away or going away. So that is erosion. Your soil is getting eroded, alright. Now this is the layer that's there, okay. Understand, this is the soil layer. Now there is flow of water, heavy rain, flow of water. The top layer is washed away. That is erosion of soil in basic meaning. But let's understand the textbook meaning also. Textbook says the removal of topsoil That is this first layer that is there, removal of topsoil by natural agents. That is maybe through floods, heavy rainfall, maybe a landslide that is there, okay, by natural agents that process it. All right. Now, what kind of natural agents are there? See, by maybe rivers that are flowing, okay, glaciers. Now, this is ice that melts and forms into water, okay, wind, the sea waves. Basically understand, see, when you say rivers, understand everything that involves water. Even if there is a heavy rain there and there is water flowing from that place, then the soil is going to move because there creates a stream there. Okay, the heavy rainfall that's pouring down creates a stream automatically by itself so that it flows, but doesn't, see, some of the water content that is there, the ground takes it in, okay, the ground seeps it in, but the rest of the water is flowing. So when that is flowing, it means that the layer of the soil is also flowing along with it. Now, when the removal of this soil is gone, which soil it's taking? It's mostly taking the fertile soil that is there. That's how you decide how fertile the soil is. So the top layer is washed away. The fertility of the soil cannot be decided properly because that fertile portion is washed away. Okay, so removal of what? Fertile soil, and in turn what it does, it makes the soil less fertile. So fertility is lost. Let's understand the causes of soil erosion. Now, deforestation. When you cut down trees, though the roots don't die very soon, yet over a period of time it's going to die if you cut the tree. And what's in turn happening there? The roots that have held the soil very firm get loose. When it gets loose, the soil also gets loose and it's easy for it to move away, isn't it? Now do this, you can just pour a little water in the soil there which is in your surrounding. Water goes in, isn't it? But have a tap full of water flushing there, your soil is also moving. See that? And deforestation actually helps you get, not helps you, okay? Where there are forests, it helps you get rainfall and keeps your soil firm. Whereas when you cut trees, the soil gets loose. Next is overgrazing. Now when animals are left for grazing, okay, that's to eat grass there, what do the animals do? Even now if there is grass grown over here, okay, the grass is so tall over here, the animals go and eat this portion too. So where is that portion there? That portion is near the soil. So because of that overgrazing that is done, there is a cause for soil erosion. Shifting cultivation. Now when you are growing a certain kind of crop and you don't continue that similar crop because the fertility will be lost. Now when you are shifting the cultivation, that's when you are doing one crop after the another, not knowing exactly which has to be grown after what, then there is a problem of you losing the fertility and making the soil very loose, which in turn returns to soil erosion. Faulty methods of cultivation. Faulty methods, that is you not using proper methods in your agricultural field, not using proper methods to till the land, not using proper methods so that the soil remains good. You are using faulty, you are using not something that is not good. So your chances of getting the soil eroded is more. Use of topsoil for making bricks or tiles or any other material that is there. Now, when you want to make bricks or when you want to make tiles, you are removing the top layer of the soil, and that is also giving you a soil erosion. When you are removing the top layer, in turn the layers go down and that is eroding the soil. Now, these were the causes and what is soil erosion. Moving further, let's understand what are the effects of soil erosion. Right? Now, first effect is you are losing the fertility, okay, and when you lose the fertility, your agricultural produce also gets low. Okay. Loss of soil fertility. And when there is loss of soil fertility, your agricultural produce or agricultural productivity comes down. Lack of soil fertility, your agricultural produce also comes down. Now, it leads to silting and floods. Now, understanding silting there, silting, see, now silt is a piece or a layer of clay, okay, layer of clay or other materials that are carried by water, the sediments that are carried by water. Now, what happens silting, see, now there is water that is flowing over here, okay, it is carrying its materials. Now, when these particles are carried, it forms a layer over here, okay, which in turn doesn't help you to take anything more, and that formation there is called as silt. And silting, it leads to silting and floods. When your soil is eroded, it stops in some place, and when that stops, it forms a layer that is silt, okay, SILT, silt. And that process of having that silt is called silting, and it also can give rise to floods. Now, the direction of the rivers changes. Okay, direction of the rivers changes because of the weight that the soil carries, and because of its directions that it is regularly going, and the formation of silt, it will have to change its directions to move on and join with the water bodies. Okay, reduction of capacity. Reduction of capacity of the reservoirs. Now, reservoirs are artificially built lakes or canals that are there, okay. So, now there is a reduction of the capacity of reservoirs because there is no water that is flowing in the proper direction. When this happens, the groundwater level is also decreasing. groundwater level decreasing. When the groundwater level decreases, the moisture in the soil also decreases. That is the wetness in the soil, moisture in the soil also decreases. Now when all this happens, the economy is also coming down. We will have to spend more, we will have to search for methods that make all these things right. So the economy also goes down, economy also suffers in its own way. Next, let's understand conservation of soil. Okay, conservation of soil. Now, what is the main definition of conservation of soil? Is protection of soil from erosion, protection of soil from erosion and preservation of the fertility of soil is soil conservation. What are you doing? You are protecting the soil so that it doesn't get eroded, it doesn't move away, and in turn you are protecting the fertility of the soil too. Okay. So what is soil conservation of soil? Protection of soil from erosion and preservation of the fertility of soil. And when you are not eroding, you are preserving the fertility of the soil. Now, certain measures that can be adopted are afforestation, okay, afforestation, that is plant more trees, opposite of deforestation that you do, and reforestation, that is if you are cutting down trees in one particular place, make sure that you go and plant it in some other place so that it doesn't die off. Then you have to control the overgrazing that is there. Control overgrazing. Take animals to the place where there is a lot of grass and don't allow them to eat the soil in return. Counter farming. Now counter farming is, see now this is a hill, okay. This is a hill, understand it. Let's understand through a picture itself. Counter farming is in this way, okay, all fully through the round of the hill, you can see only one side here, okay. Layers are done like this, that is counter farming. All around the hill in different rows, okay. It goes like this, okay. I hope you are able to understand it. So counter farming is this, in layers, in rows, all around, full, in a circle they have done that. So when you do that, you also stop because it's coming down in layers. Even if the water is flowing there, even if this heavy rainfall, somewhere it stops, because when you farm, when you have your crops there it drains the water, it seeps the water in. Next is construction of check dams. These are artificial dams that you do, or temporary dams, so that you can stop water in a place and only let it when it is easy to let it. Counter bunding is similar to counter farming, okay, where now see, understand counter farming and counter bunding. Counter bunding and counter farming is a slightly similar concept where you divide it and then pieces of land has been taken and you grow your crops, alright. So then bench terracing. Now bench terracing is terrace farming that you do, alright. So terrace farming that you do, you are growing your crops here. In this position you are growing your crops. So even if there is water flowing here, it will take in and then the remaining water will go down. So the remaining water comes here, then the remaining, and then it goes on and goes on. So that's how you stop soil erosion, alright. So these are the aspects that we had to discuss in this lesson, students. The different kinds of soil, the importance of soil that we have, and the 6 kinds of soil along with soil conservation and what is soil erosion. So this is what you wanted to, what you had to know about in this lesson. So read the lesson, students. Thank you very much for listening.